welcome to part 2. So to change the timing, I will need to loosen this screw here, not take it all the way out, but just loosen off. There's 2 screws actually. So you can see that I've loosened that. I'll need to use the flywheel to bring around the second screw and loosen that one off. Now, make sure they're loose enough, but not so loose that they're going to hit the body as we try to rotate the shuttle. So, because this has a hook and it's very sharp, I always use a piece of fabric to help rotate my shuttle. There, you can see it slowly moving around. This is the part that's underneath, not the top bit here. This is just your guide to make sure everything stays, your bobbin case will stay in the right position. So you can see now I'm moving the hook around. So back to what we were trying before. I need to wait till this gets to the left side of the machine. That's the right side. Now it's going to swing over, the needle bar swinging over to the left side. As it goes down, that's not what I'm looking for. It's as it's coming up that I need to make sure that the top of the eye of the needle and the hook inside the shuttle are perfectly timed. This will be really hard to see in the video, so you need, because it's just so small, it takes a little while and patience to get it right. I've got it right there. Now, my hook is actually in the right position if we look at front to back of the machine, but this is also adjustable. As I've got it right, I'm going to tighten it now. But I'll show you what I mean by if your hook is too far forward or too far back to even catch the thread as it comes out of the back of the needle, you can adjust that here. So you'll need to loosen this screw here and another screw which is underneath. So these two, loosen them out. You don't need to take them all the way out, but you'll be loosening these two, and you'll actually be hitting this larger outside screw as such. You'll be tapping that backward if your hook is too far forward. Otherwise, you'll need to tap. You probably actually need to remove your shuttle a little bit to be able to tap this bush, which is running all the way through the machine. It adjusts your shuttle position backward and forward. Once you've got that right, be sure to tighten up the 2 screws that are holding that bush in place. The bush is not about the timing, it's about the position in your machine. Because for thicker needles, you will need to actually push your hook back a little bit, and finer needles, you'll need to bring it forward a little bit to avoid catching stitches and skip stitches. Now, that I've got this right, check everything is tight. And you'll need to put the guide back on. Now the guide has the number at the back, or you can, if your number is missing, the curve goes at the top. Use the smaller claw inside, not the bigger one. Everyone always thinks, oh, I've got to put the bigger one in. That's not the case. And it is a fixed position. There's only one screw size option. Screw that all the way in nice and tight. This often needs to come off every time you're retiming your hooks. Now, one other thing we're going to do today is, if you're using a different needle type, so I'm using DB1, a lot of people weren't aware of what needles they needed to be using. So they've used longer needles, and they've made changes to